Hi again, folks. Rick from the Boondocking Bears. My last video I talked about issues for full-timers and Canadians, and at the end I said that perhaps it was prudent for me, in my case anyway, to keep a sticks and bricks home, and that's what I'm going to do. And then, would that affect what RV I buy? Well, it definitely affects what RV I buy, because the first question is, if I've got a sticks and bricks to come home to, regardless of how much time I spend in the RV, do I really need all the comforts of home in the RV? And the answer is no, I really don't. So that caused me to rethink what RV I'm going to get and how I'm going to configure it, and that's what this video is all about. So sit back, enjoy. These are my thoughts, and I hope you get some benefit. Okay, so as I've said in many past videos, what rig you choose always depends on identifying your needs and wants first. And in my case, they're very simple. I want to travel the continent, see the Canada and the United States, see the sights, the small towns, and tell the story of the things I see on film. And I want to do it from my scooter, with the idea being to use it in exploring outward from the area that I'm camped, leaving the RV at a central location set up while I scooted the territory, so to speak. So the predicate for whatever rig I choose has to include the ability to take my scooter with me. So quickly, to review, I started this about 4 years ago, and I started looking at 45-foot diesel pushers, went through the gamut of Class Cs, Class Bs, small Class As, fifth wheels, travel trailers, always revising and fine-tuning my wants and needs, and then adjusting the rig to fit. As it turned out, the more I looked into these rigs, the ones that met my needs were getting progressively smaller and smaller, which I found very interesting. So to go full-timing, two conditions are not negotiable. I'm keeping a sticks and bricks home, and it is an absolute must to have my scooter with me. And that said, what rig is best? And before answering that, I want to mention two other really important factors. Okay, the first is something that's been kind of niggling away in the back of my mind, festering and building for a few years, and it's time to address it. It concerns the RV manufacturing industry, and in particular, the quality of coaches produced today. Now, I've done a lot of research on RVs by touring them, speaking to reps at dealerships, going to RV shows, questioning, talking, listening, and even meeting with owners selling their rigs privately. I'm on a lot of online RV forums, Facebook groups dedicated to RVing, and even listening to a lawyer who specializes in RV warranty lawsuits and the lemon law pertaining to them, quote unquote. So what it comes down to is the fact that RVs today are not very well made, and that is a problem for me. Because while I'm capable, I dislike tinkering to fix things. I'm not a car guy. My brother is, but I'm not. And from what I've gleaned from many RVers, they're almost always fixing or tinkering or changing with something broken in their RV. And that would drive me nuts. Sure, occasionally, but there has to be more to RVing than worrying about what's the next thing to go. That is just not cool to me. But the solution is simple is better. Now, the other thing that's bothered me is something we all deal with, which is RV fuel consumption. I'm a big believer in tilting the F to F ratio in my favor. F to F, well, that's the fun to fuel ratio. The less I spend on fuel, the more I spend on fun, and RVs are just flat out gas guzzlers. And that disturbs me as a wasteful use of money, and quite frankly, tough on the environmental front, too. So, now I don't want to tip my hand of plans I have just yet, but this fuel to fun ratio is going to come up in a future video, and you'll see firsthand the enormous difference good choices of how you travel make on the wallet during an extended trip. So back to the issue at hand. What alternative rigs meet my needs and wants? Well, I found an interesting rig configuration that just might fit the bill. They are small travel trailer toy haulers, and are not a rig I had looked at before, but they offer some really cool advantages for me. Now, I'm not talking about the big fifth wheel toy haulers, but rather these quaint, small travel trailer versions, 20 to 26 feet. So I visited 3 RV dealers and took a look at what they had. And this is what I found. Okay, the 3 dealerships I visited, the first was Niagara Trailer in Niagara-on-the-Lake. And I wanted to see the KZ Sportster and the KZ MXT. And then I went over to Colton RV in Tonawanda, New York, which is a suburb of Buffalo, to see the Riverside Whitewater. And finally I went up to Sicard's RV here in the Niagara Peninsula to see the Jayco Octane 161 and the Octane 222. Now all of these are 26 feet or under small toy haulers. And this is what I saw. Okay, so here's the 20-foot KZ MXT toy hauler, which I could, I think, pull with a small V8, like a Yukon or Ford Explorer. I may not even have to go to a full pickup. So it's really small, but you know what? For what I'm trying to do, this may work. It has the smaller door, and this is a fiberglass skin with aluminum studs, so it's well built, and it comes with a 5-year warranty, so that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at it. Got nice windows, awning, exterior speakers. Okay, so one of my things is that I want to not have to put a bed together each day. And what this has is a Murphy bed. You've got some storage at the front of the trailer here. You've got some storage there. You've got a TV up in the corner. If I was going to do my computer work and relax at night, there's my dinette. I need the counter space to cook. I've got the dinette. So the dinette folds up, allowing me room for the scooter, for my smoker, for inflatable boat or the engine. Okay, so this is pretty small, pretty cramped, pretty hot in here right now. But it's not the end of the world. There's another pantry. You know, I like the build of this, but I don't like that Murphy bed. For some reason, that just bugs me. Because anytime you open the door, there's your bed, unless you put your bed up. Nah, you know what? I don't like this one. It's just too weird. Okay, so that was the MXT by KZ, 20-footer. You can see 27 grand. Now these are 22 feet, same manufacturer, called the Sportsmen Sportster. They're 7 grand cheaper, 2 feet longer, and they say not as well built, but I kind of like this one better. But it does have the full door, and that I think is really important. Not only as a patio, but it's just going to be easier to get things in and out of. And as you'll see, I think that's going to become important. Okay, so obviously we have the same kitchen. Well, and I suspect we have the same bathroom. We do. No difference on this one. Same fridge, nor cold. I have no idea if that's a good name. You got your heater down at the floor. And this shows it a little better in terms of the benches and the amount of space. You got a nice floor. You've got tie downs on the floor already. I'm sure there are more. There's another of those vents that we saw on the other one. Wheel well, LED lights. Now this one, the bed is already up, so you can see. Now, I can't quite walk underneath it fully, but almost with the bed up. I mean, I'm 6 feet and that's probably 5'10" clearance. There are your tables, and now we can get back here a little better. There's our flip panel for when the ramp is open. That gives us a smooth transition. Over there looks like a place for a fire extinguisher. Again, this one has the screen. Perfect. A little bear would like this, that's for sure. Yeah, there's another tie down there. So there's two. Which probably, and there's a third one over there. So you've got 3 tie downs. And I'm thinking, you know, I met a fellow here yesterday who has a Suzuki, nope, not a Suzuki, yeah. Is it Suzuki? No, it's a Yamaha or Honda, I don't know. It's a Zuma 125. That's the small scooter. And he and his wife go from Niagara Falls to Toronto on it for $5 per scooter. And they won't go on the highway with it because they don't feel real safe. But they go on the other roads for and go 80, 90 kilometers an hour or 50 miles an hour and are perfectly safe. And the nice thing of that scooter is it will go on back trails, off-road a little bit, whereas the Bergman 400 won't. So I'm thinking, well, maybe 2 scooters. Sounds a little indulgent, and it probably is, and I probably won't do it, but it got me thinking, that's for sure. And this has enough room for 2. Now that other one with a partial door, the MXT, I think you'd have trouble getting them in. But this one I don't think you would. Anyway, so that's a 22-foot Toyhauler. Kinda cool. Okay, so I'm back outside. Again, just taking another exterior shot of this. Now, I did some research overnight and found out what can pull this safely, legally, and I don't need a pickup. I mean, certainly a half-ton pickup would work, but so would like a GMC Suburban or Tahoe or Yukon, Jeep Grand Cherokee, anything that's rated to pull 7,000 pounds. The GVWR, or whatever they call these weights, the empty weight, the dry weight, on this is only about 4,200 pounds, but it's rated for 7,000, so you got lots of space weight-wise to carry gear. It can go, you know, almost 3,000 pounds. That's a lot, considering a Bergman only weighs 496 pounds empty, maybe 550 with your fuel in it. And the Suzuki 125 is only like, it's under 300 pounds. It's like 280 pounds. You throw in some other equipment, and you're not even close to the capacity. So I really like the idea of not driving a pickup, but driving a Suburban or a Grand Cherokee or something like that, that I can use as a normal car. And I got a few other surprises for us too. So there you go. I wanted to come back and have a look at the inside of that because I thought it was really important. So that's the KZ, so you say KZ, I should say KZ, Sportsman Sportster, 22-footer. Okay, I'm at Colton RV in Tonawanda, and I came over to look at this particular whitewater by Riverside, and it's one of these 20-foot Toyhaulers. It's got some really unique features. It's got a pass-through, which is under the bed. It's got propane, room for batteries. This one doesn't have an electric hitch, but I can put one on. You've got a light. It's got fiberglass sides. There's quite some thought went into the design of this guy. It's got the handle, dual axle, rated to 7,000 pounds, the same as the ones I was looking at before. It's got the awning. Go around the back. It's got the full ramp door. LED lights. We'll go up inside. It's got these fold down couches on both sides. Now they fold up, making room for the scooter. Same with the table. Doesn't have a bed up top, but it has a bed at the back. Room for a TV. 2,500 pounds of carrying capacity. And it's 2 drawers. And I suppose that's your pantry. Stereo. Freezer. Good sized fridge. Heater. No stove, but it does have a two burner cooktop. A couple of drawers, some cabinet, some storage in there. Another one up here, which is a good sized one. A little bit on top there. And a microwave. Now, is this a no, it's just a microwave. Okay. It's not a convection. And we go through the back, or the front. The bathroom. One-piece bathroom with exhaust. A light, shower, toilet. That might be a problem with the composting. And then we come through the little bedroom. This is kind of cute. It's got a spot for a little TV. It's a twin bed. No storage for clothes. Yeah, there's no storage for clothes here. I guess it would have to be this one here. Not a lot of storage. Not that I expected a huge amount, but I do expect some. Anyway, this is a different alternative to the Sportster. Okay, I'm here at Sicard's RV in Smithville, and I'm here specifically to see this particular travel trailer. It's a Jayco Octane, and the model number is a 222, and it's 25 feet. It's a Toyhauler. Beside it here is the 161 model, which is, I think, 20 feet, and you're going to see both of these are used. The 222 just came in last night, so they've just sort of half cleaned it up. If I go with an SUV and one of these small toy haulers, you'll see the difference between 20 feet and 25 feet. So let's do the small one first, and this is in really rough shape. Dave and I have just gone through it, and they've got an open house today, so I'm just going to do this on my own. So this has got the awning. I'll show you how I knew instantly this was used. You can see right there. They've added a cabinet on the inside. It's gone right through into the... Okay, it's dark in here. There's no power on. And pretty standard kitchen for this class of trailer. This thing's filthy. They only had it for one season, and it's filthy. Anyway, there's the bed. So that would come down with a button in the evening. Go back up when you get up in the morning. Put a table in the middle here. There's your ramp and kitchen freezer. This is the cabinet they put in that has the screw on the outside, so they've really messed this up, but obviously that's a customer add-on. Not impressed. Now this is the 222. I'm going to film these labels just so I can read them later, because I find them hard to read down here. Okay, we got the same great battery storage if you need to put solar on, which I would want. Again, this just came in yesterday, so it really hasn't been cleaned up yet. and he wants $21,000 for it. The other one, the 161, he wants $19,000 for. So that's their asking price. This has got a good sized awning. It's electric. They say it's 25 feet. It's got dual axle, got a fire extinguisher. Okay, so at this end, it doesn't look a lot different. You still got the bed. The electric bed comes down. You've got the extra seat here. Plus, of course, the table's up in this one. You've got D-rings for your tie downs. For your storage, you've got this big cabinet. That's a really high cabinet. I almost put a shelf in that. Here at the front door, we've got all our switches for our systems, air conditioning, smoke detector. They all have these vents because they're assuming that if we have a scooter in here, there's going to be gasoline, so they want it vented. Kitchen, tool sinks. Got a furnace, stove, stove top, and lots more cupboards up here. This is nice. That looks like it's been split. Good cupboards there. Actually, that's quite a bit of storage. Freezer, pretty standard. It's a Dometic. Good size fridge. Huge big cupboard up there. And then here's the difference between the 20-footer and the 25-footer. This one, the 222, you get a bedroom. Got a little curtain. It's dark in here. You got some clothes storage up top. It's just a twin bed. It's not huge. Got a emergency window. That's good. Got some plugs. We got our bathroom. Definitely could get a composting toilet in this. You get your own tub. You don't have a skylight, but you have a fan, an exhaust fan. You got a sink. This has to be all cleaned up. Man, this is filthy. But it works. You got more storage here at the front door. Quite a bit. So this has a lot of storage. Has sleeping capacity actually for 6, because you could make each bed there into a bed. You got the pull down or the drop down bunk, and then you've got the bedroom. So if the kids were to borrow this and take it on their vacation, they got lots of room for themselves and the kids, the grandkids. This works. So you could put your generator in here if you needed to. Or you could have drop down storage, and it drops down. That's right underneath the bed, so that all opens up. So you do have some good storage here. You got a ladder to get up onto the roof. I like this one. I really like this one. So that's the Jayco Octane 222 25-foot toy hauler. Its dry weight is about 5,500 pounds, so I can definitely pull it even loaded up with an SUV. So there you go, folks. Small toy haulers. Now, is it the right rig for me? Well, I'm really close to a decision, and I'm going to let you know shortly. Thanks for watching. As always, have fun, smile, and be charitable.